What's good, everybody? It's your boy Anonymous, the author, aka Anonymous Rap Guy, and I am back with another podcast episode. What's good with everybody today, man? I'm doing pretty good. Woke up, got me a little bit of that apple juice I'm sipping on right now. Give me life and keeping the podcast going. On a side note, there's a movie called Barbershop, directed by your boy Ice Cube, Cube Vision, um, in which Eve, the rapper, plays a barber, I guess, barbershop worker, or just barber. Come on, get it together. Um, she was a barber, and she comes out all upset, and she's like, "Who drank my apple juice?" And as a youth, as a kid, I think this came out in like early 2000. Um, and I'm a 90s baby. And she was hella upset, and I was like, all right, clearly this apple juice thing is not really apple juice. Clearly, she is talking about some kind of liquors, okay? Because no one would get that upset about some damn apple juice. No one want to put hands on somebody because of that apple juice. Let me tell you, this apple juice I got right here, I'm not gonna shout out the brand because they don't get no free sponsorship from me. But this apple juice is cracking. All right, people sleep on apple juice. All right, I don't know if it's nutritious. I mean, it's apples and juice, right? You're just juicing apples. I'm sure some of that nutrients translates. Hey, apple a day keeps a doctor away. Apple juice, you know, a week just gotta, you know. Keep the doctor on voicemail or something. I don't know. It's got to do something to help you out. Okay, it's just bomb. Tony Baker be talking about water, and hey, I support people talking about drinking them liquids. Okay, H2 to the Izzo. Okay, I know Hove was H to the OV, and his song was H to the Izzo, but H to the O Izzo. It's just as good, man. So drink you some water. And on days when you feel like you need a little bit of that. Listen, I'm not a doctor, okay? Don't listen to anything that I'm telling you. If anything, do the opposite. Drink more water. What I'm telling you is drink some apple juice. But I'm telling you, if you listen to me, you already going down the wrong path, okay? So drink the stuff that water, okay? But this apple juice is cracking. Hey, more water for you means more apple juice for me, okay? And I'm not mad at it. But let me put that down. Quit messing around. We got some serious things to talk about today. First thing that I want to tell y'all about, I got bad guts. Let's just start off there, okay? I have been drinking silk and almond milk for like the past couple weeks, and the occasional slice of American cheese here and there. Nothing too crazy. But the other day I had some ice cream, and that I forgot it was dairy, and I wasn't thinking because, like I said, I've been consuming Silk, and Silk makes all types of yogurts and a whole bunch of stuff that's non-dairy based. And I had that ice cream, that dairy. Let me tell you something. That dairy hit different after you didn't had that non-dairy. Okay. You got to double up on the dairy because the pain is much like I always had little tummy issues. I've always been a little lactose intolerant, so I've always had little tummy issues. But let me tell you, okay, after you go back, all right, you go back to something that you ain't had in a while. Oh yeah, I got on the Wakanda shirt. Yeah. Rest in peace to Mr. Bozeman. But anyway, you go back to something, especially some milk that you ain't had in a while, your body ain't used to. Man, listen. I thought that my eyeballs were going to come out of my backside. That's how much of my body felt like was pouring out of me at one given time. I'm like, I'm just going to be inside out. So, I don't know if y'all ever seen Galaxy Quest, but I'm going to be like that pig monster, just inside out on a teleporter, just like, please, send me back. Y'all monsters. On the side, though, Galaxy Quest, that pig monster wasn't bothering nobody, okay? He was just walking around chilling. They had him in the pit with this like if you just had a crazy person show up on your home planet. You know what I'm saying? Galaxy Quest, if you're not familiar. Tim Allen, circa 2001, 2. It's an old movie. It's not the best movie. Okay? Monk is in that. Shout out Monk if y'all familiar with Monk. And Sigourney Weaver. So, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, it's a bunch of people in that movie, and yeah, they try to teleport this pig monster. He end up inside out, and I'm like, y'all trash, man. This pig monster was chilling. He wasn't the cutest thing in the world, but inside out, I bet you they had some bomb ribs though. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. I had watched Galaxy Quest recently. It was streaming on a service that I visit, and as y'all see, I am quite freshly tuned in. On a side note, man, what is it about them early 2000 movies and even the 90s movies that they're kind of corny? Even the 70s and 80s have some pretty corny movies, horrible special effects, but they're so enjoyable. I don't know what that's about. I haven't really had like a recent movie that was like, well, I take that back. Upgrade. That was a movie that I did not really enjoy it. Like one time viewing, I was like, all right. Yeah, Upgrade was one of those movies when I was like, oh, okay, that's gonna be once is definitely enough for me. But yeah, sorry guys, this is a long intro. But today we have a quote from Joe Rogan. I'm gonna be touching on a couple of things. I was really struggling to come up with a topic for today. I was really struggling with a lot of stuff really when it comes to this, like working on this and making sure that everything is up and running. So I'm really just gonna revisit a situation that happened somewhat recently when I did my first little comedy stand-up. I'm gonna be providing a little bit more details, a little bit more of the inside of what was going on, and a little bit of my thinking and my plans on the future. Nothing too heavy, nothing too hard, just a little powwow that we're gonna be talking about today, with a whole bunch of rants and ravings and me going off on, I'm sure, a million tangents. So let's just jump into the quote, man, and yeah, I'll get into some story time. So, the quote from Joe Rogan I have today is: if you attach your mind to any ideology, you're going to be on a road, and that road may or may not lead you in a good direction. But you're going to stay on that road because you are attached to an ideology. It could be a terrible road, but you stick with it regardless of rational thinking. Yeah, that's kind of how I am with this whole internet thing, social media type thing. Like I'm one of the worst people in the world to be on social media, just from the simple fact that like I can go days without checking, days without responding, days without like engaging with people, and that is not good for social media growth. So I'm really trying to get better at it. But like in regards to this quote and what Joe Rogan is saying, basically is, if once you attach yourself to that ideology, you kind of become wrapped up in it. Now, this quote is without context. I don't know what episode this is from. I don't know if he was being interviewed, but just specifically going on this quote, knowing him, it's kind of got a couple shades of like religionism, like, hey, you're a little bit too close to your religion, so back off some and actually think. But in this ideology, we're going to say in this instance of an ideology, I'm going to go with the idea of, like I said, the social media, pursuing comedy through social media. A lot of not a lot of the comedians, but some of the newer comedians I'm actually a fan of came up through social media. Some of them, a lot of them offer like tutorials and show you how to engage in social media, how to increase your numbers, how to get, how to like relay social media into actual like real life dollars. And I figure that was the ideology that I was going to take, was the idea of like growing on social media and parlaying that into like some real life opportunities, just because like everybody has a day job, everybody has like day-to-day responsibilities that they have to engage with for a certain amount of time, and some hours at night. So it's not always possible to hit the stages every day, but definitely possible to like record a video, post it, and let people engage with that. And while I'm going to be telling you guys the story of my first time doing stand-up, which was just a dumpster fire. I am going to say that I do definitely want to hit some more stages. I do definitely think that performing comedy live is a unique and special talent that is severely underrated. That's how comedians make most of their money. So I definitely want to get up in front of a live audience again and kind of test my chops out, and the unique circumstances of my stand up, which wasn't in front of like a audience. It was in front of other comedians. So I don't know if that's better or worse. I don't know if that's better or worse being in front of other comedians. But anyway, man, yeah, I'm just going to start the story. I guess I'll just start from the beginning. The beginning. It all started as an amoeba. No. Um, so basically, I signed up for this comedy competition, having done like a bunch of videos online that were getting some traction, and I guess the video that I submitted tickled somebody's fancy. I'm guessing, and they kind of they signed me on to do the show. I think it was about like $10 to do it, and if you won, you got like $500. It was a decent it was a decent win. Don't get me wrong, but it was a Zoom comedy. It was a Zoom comedy kind of thing. So I figured my logic was the more that I stick to my guns, the better the comedy's going to be. Simply because there's no audience to riff off of. So I'll just be here like, I I see what people talk about where like there's definitely two different types of comedy, like doing comedy um, through the medium that I had been doing it, which was internet. You definitely get some different vibes, some different feels when you're actually doing it in front of people. So the pacing is a little different, and you kind of have to slow down to a certain extent, or speed up, or just like get the tempo right. And so anyway, the Zoom call starts, and let me just tell you, I was freaking the hell out, man. Like I say, first comedy competition, which was absolutely dumb to have my first stand up ever be a comedy competition against people who are professionals. Like at least in a open mic, this is sometimes people who are amateurs who are just want to come and test out their own chops and say a couple funny things, or people who are at least early on starting out that don't have managers or hours of stage time. But anyway, I decided, hey, let me do it against professionals. Let me get my hopes destroyed early in this business because that's what I need. I'm a masochist. So anyway, uh, phone call starts. For whatever reason, I'm checking out my video before the whole thing starts. Right, I'm making sure that everything's gonna be fine. I'm making sure that my cam, because the computer at the time. Well, I guess it is still newer. At the time, it was a month ago, two ago. The computer at the time. Well, this computer. God, sometimes I don't know what I be saying. My mouth just be like, we'll try these words and see what happens. Um, and see if anybody makes any logical sense of these sounds that he's spewing. So comedy competition starts. For whatever reason, I open up a window in my computer, thinking, "Hey, let me make sure my camcorder is working." So it's on, and the call starts, and I try to click in, and then my camcorder's not working. I'm like, "Oh my god, it's my internet!" So get out, I jump up, I try to run out of here. I'm like, "All right, I have to go by McDonald's or some 24-hour place that has free Wi-Fi, sit in their parking lot, and try to get some kind of a connection so I could try to do this comedy competition in the car. I guess that's how I'm gonna hit it. We'll see what happens. But as I'm walking out the door, I'm like, hold on, stop. Did I close the window for the camcorder test that I was doing earlier? I didn't. So I close it. As soon as I close it, everything's working fine. I'm like, okay, let me go back. I go back to the basement in my little corner. I'm like, all right, I'm good to go. I got I got a little bit of a little bit of a set going, so I'm ready to riff. And so I'm a little shot from that, a little nervous from that. I look at the list that they break down. I'm going like fourth or fifth. So I'm like, damn, I don't even get a chance to settle in. I'm just freaking going with this. Like they just, all right, let's just, balls to the wall. Let's just freaking do it. So I sit down. The first four comedians are pretty good. I mean, nothing, it's a comedy competition, so they're riffing, they're doing their thing, they're talking, and it gets to be my turn. I had been practicing this little thing for about a week leading up to this, and I knew all the ins and outs. I knew the timing, I knew the pacing. I thought I was pretty good with it from the perspective of a YouTuber, from a perspective of somebody who's used to recording it, not having to have laugh breaks, not having to pace things out a little bit, just kind of telling jokes. And let me tell you, when I got to that first little bit where I was expecting a little chuckle, silence. And I was like, oh, all right. So I kept going, and I kept with the jokes that I was telling, and I got a few, not a lot. Let me say that. Let me start off with that. Not a lot. of chuckles, but I did get a few giggles. I got a few ha ha, and I mean few, man. Let me tell you. But all in all, it was a learning experience, man. Afterwards, I was just pretty much engaged in the with the people in the group, saying, "Hey, you guys are great. You know, follow me this, follow me that." And, you know, talking to people and so on and so forth. Just encouraging each other to be dope and to keep pursuing our dreams and blah 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 blah, basically. But let me tell you, man, that there is no worse feeling in the world than when you have been working on something. Like if you're doing a presentation or if you're doing something for work and you like, yo, this is my big build up, and then crickets. Whoo! Man, I feel like I was sweating from my head down the crack of my butt, man. I was like, it is hot and moist in here, man. It is damp. Like I was going through it, but I had a lot of fun. Like I say, it was my first time, but I want to do it again. I definitely want to do more of it, like I was saying in the beginning. But oh man, that was one of the funnest slash worst experiences of my life. Is just going up, doing some comedy, and then completely bombing. It was a bomb job. I mean, I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. It wasn't like, well, if you stick to your chat, no, no, it was a complete bomb job. That's why I've really been scribbling and working out jokes and trying to watch professional comedians. We'll say that, and how they do comedy. And the funny thing that I learned about this, and one of the reasons why I think I wasn't as polished as some of the other people, is that they were telling jokey jokes, and I was telling like story ideas, which like I was looking at some of the groups, and it's like early on, people want to hear jokey jokes. They don't want to hear like these long soliloquies or monologues about your personal life or what you're going through. I mean, maybe they do later on, like when you start hitting like stages, you know what I mean? But early on, people, when you're first hitting the clubs like I am, when you're a novice, such as myself, there's a certain type of comedy that people are more receptive to when they don't know you and they're not familiar with your brand of comedy. So that could just be me copping out. That could just be me making excuses and BSing. But I feel like once people know you and know, like when you first, this is for the viewers out there, when you first heard of a comedian, is the first thing that you listened to them, did it hit? And what did it hit because you had so much build up around them? Like if you just discovered somebody, like one of the best experiences that I have on the internet is when you discover new talent all by yourself. Like you just happen to luck up on some talent, whether that be through, hopefully, well, sometimes it happens, but through an ad or through a recommended video or through an algorithm that they suggest something or somebody to you. And then it turns out that that something or somebody is super dope. And you're just like, wow, thank you, algorithm. I would have never known about that person if it hadn't been for you. You know what I mean? I don't know. I can't even remember where I was. I don't even remember where I was going with that. But yeah. So I feel like it was getting to be a really good point too, and then I just got off point. So I don't know what the hell I be talking about sometimes. But yeah, like I just like I'm trying to retrace my steps now. I'm trying to enjoy discovering people naturally on the internet, trying to discover natural talent and just like, oh yeah, that's what I was saying. So when you first hear somebody, when you first naturally luck upon them, it's like not all the time does their stuff hit. And it's like, because you don't have a feel for their style. So you're like, I don't know. I'm kind of relating this to other things that I've heard. I'm kind of relating this to other sounds that I've experienced. So I don't like this first off. But then as you go down the road and you keep discovering more music from this person, you find that one song that hits. And then like you get their style, you get their sound, and then all of their other music opens up to you. That's kind of like where my mindset is for the comedy thing. Is like if you don't have a taste for my style, you're not gonna like open up to everything that I have to say just off the bat. Like you want to hear something quick, witty that you're familiar with, that you can really fall in love with the sound. And then later on down the road, when I start doing specials and I start doing, yes, that's where my mental mind state is. That's where my mental mind is. Think about specials. But later on down the road, when I actually have a larger fan base, I can actually talk about personal things that people want to hear. Like I'll leave the long-winded stuff for the podcast, and when I'm on stage, actually tell jokey jokes and hopefully get a better reaction. At least that's going to be my strategy moving forward. Trying to, because the jokes, the reaction was so bland. I can't possibly go up there and do that mess again. But like I say, maybe it was the je ne sais quoi. You know what I mean? No, maybe it was just the atmosphere. Maybe it was just the setup. Maybe if it was in front of actual people and not actual professional comedians, maybe they would have had a different take on it. But from what I hear, most comedians actually enjoy just comedy. So maybe I just bombed and bombed. So I'll deal with it. I'll accept it. Put a little hair on your chest, but definitely not something that I ever want to happen again. But I'm just starting out getting my feet wet, getting my toes, dipping my toes in. So we'll see what happens with it, man. Y'all just got to be patient with me. Having your soul snatched on stage like that, it takes a little bit to get back in the ring, to get up off the rope. So I will be back to it. I will be back doing it. But yeah, just be a little patient with your boy. So yeah, I mean that was really the big thing that I wanted to talk about today was just the whole comedy thing. I'm about 20 minutes in. I usually try to stretch it till about 30 minutes, 25, 30 minutes, just because you guys apparently enjoy hearing me talk about the craziness that is my life, the silliness, and the goofiness that I go through on a day-to-day and on a week-to-week. So on a side note, what I also want to mention is that I want to thank the people out there that actually watch the videos, that actually comment and care, and that are in my life. Because the last video I had, I looked absolutely rough. I'm not even going to hold you. I looked rough as heck. I looked like I had been hit by a tractor. I looked like I had been in some kind of tornado-ish storm. Looking back, I'm getting used to like really seeing the definition in the video. So this is for my YouTubers. Sorry for the people who listen to the podcast, but I looked absolutely homely on my YouTube /AnonymousWilliams513 if you're not already subscribed. And I looked absolutely terrible. And some people said some things to me that I definitely needed to hear to get my life together. And that's why I'm rocking the Wakanda shirt today. As I said earlier, rest in peace to Mr. Bozeman. I saw this at a Big and Tall store, and I definitely had to cop it. So shout out Big and Tall stores, man. If you plus size brother like myself, if you got curves, but just like two right here, like on the side, like the curve is all in here. You know what I mean? Look, women got the curves, but they Coke bottle, but we got the round curve. Some would even call it just a gut, but we're not gonna say that. Shout out to the men who go to the Big and Tall store. We need love too, man. Big dudes need love too. Anyway, I don't know what I be talking about, man. I'm gonna get out of here in a minute. I hope everybody's doing good. I hope y'all playing it safe out there. I hope y'all are continuing to pursue your dreams like I've been telling y'all, man. I hope y'all wake up every day with a purpose. I hope y'all wake up every day with life. I hope y'all wake up every day with the happiness that you did not have the day before, because it's awesome. Just feeling fulfilled, feeling happy. Hoping you guys getting your meditation in. Hoping you guys getting your water in. Hoping you guys have somebody you can talk to on a day-to-day. If nothing else, interact with me. I'm on social media. Like I said, it might take a day or two back to you. But while you're waiting, drink that water and do that meditating, and then I will get back to you. Yeah, I'm terrible, but yeah, if you need somebody to talk to, man, just reach out to your boy. I try to do my best to respond. Maybe not to everybody, but you'll get a heart, you'll get a hey, big head. Maybe not that far. We're not gonna go there. But you'll get a give you a nice little thumbs up. Bam. That's how you really get your day going, man. Well, hey, some women, that's how they really get they go with a little finger, you know. But anywho, man, I'm gonna check out of here. I appreciate y'all for stopping by. Please be kind, please be dope, but more importantly than anything else, man, be yourself. I will catch y'all next time. And obviously, if you haven't noticed, the podcast is shifting to a Friday episode. I'll upload it at some point on Friday. Try to do a Friday morning, but yeah, Friday will be the date of the podcast. So I'll catch y'all later. Be safe, y'all. Peace.